So if you're like me, you love traveling around the world, exploring exotic destinations, and learning kind of the history and really seeing beyond your normal four walls or the city or country that you live in, you're going to love Amazon Explore. It's a new program from Amazon that lets you tour cities around the globe, different cooking experiences, meditation, a number of things. In this video, I'm going to tell you all about it. So once I discovered this, I went onto the website, amazon.com/explore, and you can look through the catalog of different places where you can take tours. So there's private tours and group tours, and groups I think can never be more than 7 people. And you get together with your tour guide, who is wherever, whatever location that you select, and they will give you a tour, either a private tour or with 7 other people. Now, you're seeing and hearing everything that the tour guide is doing. The tour guide's not seeing you, but they're hearing you. So you can make comments and say like, hey, turn the camera this way. But let me go through kind of the selection process, show you a bit of the tour, and then tell you kind of the ones that are on my to-do list that I'm stacking up, and also where I think it's going in the future. So let's start out by just looking online. So we go to the website here, and there's a number of different ways to scroll through kind of the top experiences, or you can select by part of the world. Now, I've noticed that this isn't perfect because I'm very interested in Mexico. I spent a lot of time in Mexico. And when I went through and said, North America, show me all the North American experiences, there was only one from Mexico. But when I did a search on the word Mexico, there were like 20 or something like that. So there's a lot more options in there than are obvious. So if you're looking for something, a city, go ahead, type it into the search bar, just the normal regular search bar when it says Amazon Explore up top. Go ahead, type it in there, and there's a good chance that something will show up. So you'll go through the purchase process, either private or in a group, and it will list the dates and times that are available, and those times are in your time zone. So you'll select the date and time you want and click book your session, and then you'll go through the typical Amazon checkout process. And at the end, it's going to give you the option to add this to your calendar, so you can have it added to your Google or Outlook or iCal. iCal works with many different systems. And then at the time of your actual meetup, you will just go into your calendar and click the link. They'll also send you this by email. So at the time of your tour, you'll head back to the amazon.com/explore website, and you can use the link in your calendar. And you'll see here in the upper left, you can see the different sessions that maybe you've already purchased, and you'll get to a page where there is a countdown timer for the session that you are about to enter. So here I've got a little over a minute to go, and you can use this time to test your audio. And then once we're 15 seconds out, it will give you a launch button, ask you to test your audio one more time, and then show you a little preview video, which I'm going to let you watch now.
We're getting you connected to your host. Here are a few tips about what you can do during your session.
Wow, it's so beautiful. Can we go inside?
Yeah, let's go.
Point and click. If there's something you want to explore, simply point and click to get your host's attention.
Can we take a picture?
Yeah, of course.
Take a photo. Click the camera icon at the bottom of the screen. You can see and download your photos after your session ends. Join the conversation. There may be up to 6 other participants in your session. You'll be able to hear each other, with cues identifying who's speaking. If you'd like to say something, just click the raised hand icon.
Could you get a little closer? I just want to see more of the detail.
Yeah, come on.
Wow, this is beautiful.
And finally, if you see a turbulent bits message, that means we're working to stabilize your connection. If for any reason you're having a bad experience, click the icon in the upper right-hand corner to report the issue. All right, let's go.
After the preview video, on pops the tour guide.
Hello, this is Martin in Prague. Do we have a connection?
Now, my tour, even though I chose a group tour because I'm kind of stingy that way, and I also wanted to kind of experience it with other people, I chose this group tour of Prague, which is a city that I've been in, and I wanted to kind of see what the difference was doing it online in this way. And I've been to Prague, and I've just wandered around the city and explored, but I never took a tour. So I really like tours. because they tell you so much more about the history and give you more layers to your experience. So my wife is not so much a tour person. She wants to be able to turn and go down whichever street and in whichever shop and not necessarily move along at a specific pace. But I love tours. So because it was just two of us on the tour, we just immediately started talking, and he explained, kind of made sure all the technology was working and how things would work, and went through and told me what we were going to see and started taking me around this tour of one section of Prague. And he was great. Obviously, he's a tour guide of this city. These aren't something that is just kind of the average person. Maybe sometimes it is the average person, but he knew an awful lot, not only about what he was telling me, the stories he was telling me as we went along, but also about things where I would be like, oh, what's that over to the right? What, show me that. And that's one of the great things, is that it is interactive. So you can point stuff out, and he then told me the story about, some little funky things that were on someone's balcony. So the tour lasted an hour, and the video was pretty good. The audio was perfect the entire time. The video was pretty good. There were a couple times when it started to get a little bit grainy, but this is being done probably over cellular or something. This is just a guy walking around with his iPhone, I think, and on a special gimbal to hold it steady. And there were a couple. One thing that I really thought was unexpected was that he was able to share pictures. So this was a kind of a historic tour, and so he was able to pull up pictures of people or paintings or different things like that and kind of share that on the screen. Also, he could share a map of the city to kind of show where he was going. And, it really was fun. It was very interactive. I could, like I said, stop, ask him to talk about something. I could ask him to pause because it was really a private tour. When my dog was barking, I was like, wait a minute. So really a great experience, and it was done right here from my desk. And it was an hour-long thing, over a couple minutes over. And it was great. I didn't have to go anywhere. I was able to get this tour of Prague, learn a lot about the history, and I could do it from my chair in my office. So this is something great for just if you want to just explore on lunch hour. The other thing that I think is really cool that I'm planning on doing is buying these as gifts for my family or friends, and then getting together and saying, hey, let's all do the tour of the Old Town Jerusalem on Saturday at 6 p.m. And, up to 7 people in different locations can join. Now, each of those 7 people had 7 computers. So theoretically, if you have someone with you, you're just buying one experience, and there's actually 2 people watching. But so it's 7 connections, but my family's spread out around the country, and I think that'd be a great way to kind of travel together just an hour and a half at a time, is to have them get in the same exact group that I am in. I did notice there's a lot of other experiences like cooking or meditation, different things like that. So this seems like there's going to be a number of different things that can come up on this platform where it is a live experience that Amazon is selling. So let's talk about some of the ones that I want to do. This is my list here. So I want to do Jerusalem. I've wanted to do this for a while. I'm not exactly sure why, but I've wanted to do it, and I know it's not likely to happen. So this is actually, I believe it's their top experience, is a tour of Jerusalem. So I'll be doing that one. Also, there is a tour of Venice. I've been to Venice, but I never hired a tour guide. So I think being able to hear about the city. And also there is Tulum and a number of other places around Mexico. I'm really excited about those things too. There are experiences like Sushi 101, which I don't really plan on doing, but there's a number of great things out there. I really encourage you to dig through here. I think they're adding things every day, adding new experiences. And so far, it's been great and very reasonably priced. Especially so many of us we've all been locked up because of the pandemic. This is a great way to really get some of those travel desires out of your system and see things just a little bit. If you're planning on going somewhere, why not take a tour ahead of time? Or when you come back, I'm actually picking out a number of the places that I've been to that I want to kind of return to and see again and just bring up some of those old memories. So where do I think this is going? I'm really excited about where it's going because it shows on there that you can do this on computer, mobile phone, or play game headset or something like that. And the mobile and the gaming is like crossed out right now. So clearly that's where they're headed. They're just not there with the technology yet. But there's the possibility of shooting like kind of not three-dimensional, but 360-degree video. And so I believe in the future, if you use an Oculus headset or something similar like that, these are amazing if you don't yet have one. It's so much fun. But I'm guessing they're going to have a 360-degree camera with the guide so that everyone who's walking around can look different directions and kind of see everything as you go. So I think that's going to be really exciting. One thing I didn't mention earlier is that you can do experiences like private shopping, and you can have your guide buy stuff for you. It goes bills to your Amazon account, and then the guide will ship it to you. So I saw some things on there like, wedding dresses or wedding tuxes. It seems like a very interesting way for Amazon to get outside kind of the typical experience you have of buying things on Amazon. This is allowing you to get kind of anywhere in the world and buy anything. And it's all handled by this guide, and Amazon is kind of the payment and shipping system. So clearly, I think there's a lot of potential, and I'm already excited about this. I hope that you are now learning about this and are thinking about doing it. As I said, next Tuesday, I am going to be on a tour of La Paz, Mexico. I have a house down there, spend half the time down there. So I'm really excited to see. It's a tour of the Malecón and all the sculptures. And I've been wanting to see this for such a long time. I see the sculptures, but my hope is that the tour guide knows a little bit more about the sculptures so that he can kind of explain what each one is. So go ahead and use those links down below. They are affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of a commission if you buy there. It's brand new. I can't say that it's 100% perfect yet, but I can tell you that it's really exciting. I hope that you enjoy your journey on Amazon Explore.